So the West Indies named their T20 squad for that will be representing them in the T20 World Cup this year. And as expected, Andre Russell is a part of that squad. Now, the big question when it comes to Andre Russell will be, which Andre Russell will show up for the West Indies in this World Cup, and whether or not he will perform well for them in the World Cup. Personally, I think this will be Andre Russell's best World Cup, and I'm going to give you a few reasons why I think so. But before I do that, I just want to say thank you for tuning into this video. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and like the video and share your thoughts in the comment section. Right. So as I mentioned earlier, Andre Russell is in the West Indies squad for the T20 World Cup, and I think this will be his best World Cup. And so getting straight into it. So the first reason why I think Andre Russell will perform well in this World Cup, especially with the bat, more so than the ball. Not that I don't think he's good enough to perform well with the ball, but he's usually a bit on the expensive side with the ball. And I don't think that will change much in this World Cup, but he will definitely get wickets at certain times, but he will still be on the expensive side, in my opinion. Not because he's not a good bowler, but just because of the mere trend of T20 cricket right now. It's batsman friendly, and playing in the West Indies will be no different. Some of the boundary sizes in the West Indies aren't that big, and just the type of bats that the batsmen are using now, and just the impeccable timing that they get and they have when playing some of these shots, they're bound to hit boundaries. So I think he'll be a bit on the expensive side, but he will definitely get wickets. Hopefully, he can take those wickets in key intervals to help the team win the matches. But he will have a brilliant performance with the bat. But the first reason why I think he will perform well, this will be his best World Cup, is just the fact that he is fitter, right? I think this is the fittest he's been throughout his career. And even him, he said it that, he feels good in his body right now. He's comfortable with his body. If you know anything about Andre Russell, he has a long history of injuries, especially knee injuries. And but we have not seen that over the past few years, a year and a half or so. He's been pretty injury free, and he's trusting his body more, right? And if with cricket, the fact that he's trusting his body more, means that that will also come with him having confidence in his game, what he's able to do, not shying away from whether it's, making a stop in the field or trying when batting, whether running quick singles or whatever. Just the fact that he's trusting in his body more, will boost his confidence. And I think that's one of the reasons why he will perform better for the West Indies in this World Cup. Another reason is just the fact that his experience, right? So he's played in various T20 franchise leagues all over the world over over his career, right? And like the popular saying goes, experience teaches knowledge. And I think Russell's at an age now where he is more mature than before. When he just came out as a young player, a young big hitter and wanted to hit every ball. Not saying that he's still able to do that and will do that, but with the experience that he has now, I think he will pick his moments more. Especially if he's in a situation where he has a lot of balls to face. I think he will pick his situations more, and pick his bowlers better as well. As it, cricket is a thinking man sport, and I think all the experience that he has garnered over the years, his that part of his game has definitely improved, and I think we will see it come to fruition in this T20 World Cup for the West Indies. Just him being a smarter cricketer, understanding situations better, and playing the situations better. Like I said, picking his bowlers. Because cricket is a game of matchups, especially in the T20 format. So I think he is better equipped with the experience that he's had playing in franchise leagues all over the world, playing against the best bowlers. I think he's better equipped and to pick his moments and pick his matchups better. And I think he will do that in this World Cup and which will be to the benefit of the West Indies. Especially like I said, in his batting. His batting, he will score runs in this World Cup. Another reason is that so this team, right? So even though the team was much anticipated, there is definitely not as much pressure on this team as there was in previous World Cups, right? So I think the performance of the team in the previous World Cup, where it was a very disappointing performance, for us West Indian fans, we were very disappointed. We went into that World Cup with a lot of expectations for the team, and they did not live up to it at all. So there isn't as much pressure from an expectation standpoint, for this team going into the World Cup, even though we still expect them to do well and want them to win the World Cup. I'm not sensing that amount of pressure on this team. Obviously, there are still big names in this team. So, of course, Andre Russell, Nicholas Pooran, Ravman Powell, Shimron Hetmyer. But compared to the team of the previous World Cup, which had the likes of Chris Gayle, Pooran as well, Russell was in that team, of course, Pollard, Bravo, I think there was a lot more pressure on that team to perform. And that pressure took its toll on them. And we saw it manifest in the performances they had in that World Cup, very disappointing. But this team, in this World Cup, there is not as much pressure. And I think that will bring a certain level of calmness to the players, especially Andre Russell. So I think, just that experience, even though it was a bad experience for the team and for him, having that experience, and with the criticism that came after, I think that built him up, for this World Cup. And this might be his last World Cup as well. So I know he definitely wants to perform. And he himself will put a lot of pressure on himself to perform. But that outside pressure from the fans and just from the fan base or just from the media in general, it won't be as much as it was on the team in the previous World Cup. And I think that will also be a plus for Andre Russell, leading to him performing well in this World Cup. Also, I say overall he's a better batsman. His batting has improved. His range, as far as shots that he's able to play. I think he's definitely improved on that. Obviously he's always been a big hitter. Being able to clear the boundary with any shot that he plays. But bowlers used to try to put the ball in certain areas where they think he was a bit weaker than other areas. And I think, I've noticed that, there's really not any weak area of his batting now or anywhere where you can bowl the ball and say, okay, then if you place the ball there, if you bowl the ball there, he will be unable to score or he won't be able to hit any boundaries. He's scoring all around the wicket now. I was even watching IPL match today, where his first ball he faced, he hit a six, over third man, with a brilliant whether you want to call it a cut shot or uppercut, but it was very classy. It wasn't a big swing, he deliberately placed the ball, hit the ball over third man for six, and even just seeing that, it just goes to show, the amount of improvement that he has, how his batting has improved to me, in my opinion. Normally, Russell, like I said, that was the first ball he faced in his innings, and normally he would probably try to play a pull shot on that ball, from that ball, and get out. But he played the ball on its merit and played it where it was supposed to be played, and he got, he scored runs from it. And so his batting overall has improved. And you just combine that with the fact that he is more mature. Being able to pick his matchups better. That will definitely, play a big role for him in his batting in this World Cup. So the fact, so that overall, is why I think he's a better batsman. And will perform well with the bat for the West Indies in the World Cup, right? And, 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 I did mention earlier that he was had more confidence in his body, but I think he also has more confidence in the coaching staff, right? You know, Darren Sammy. You know, I think Darren Sammy is more like he can relate more to the players. You know, Russell himself, he even played with Sammy in I think he played with Sammy in the 2016 World Cup. I don't remember, but yeah, so he has a good relationship with Sammy, Darren Sammy, and the coaching staff. You know, so whatever decisions they make, you know, I don't think there will be any issues. You won't question it. So when, you know, because cricket is played on and off the field, right? And when players are comfortable with the coaches and the coaching staff, you know, it can only lead to one thing, you know, better performances on the field. You know, if there are issues with players and the coaching staff, you know, then we can also see those manifest on the field as well. So the fact that, you know, Russell and Sammy, I think Sammy has a good relationship with all the players. You know, like I said, he can relate to, you know, what they're going through on the field, you know, having the experience of captaining the team to two T20 World Cup titles. You know, I think that will give the team overall, but especially Andre Russell, you know, build on his confidence. Not that he needed any confidence booster, but it's definitely good to have a coach that you can trust and trust his decision making and his strategies, you know, because T20 is a game of matchup and strategies as well. So, you know, that also I think will be a huge reason why Andre Russell will have a brilliant World Cup. So just to summarize, you know, so the fact that Andre Russell is fitter, you know, he is trusting his body more. He is more experienced, you know, from all the T20 matches that he's played in the various franchise leagues around the world, gaining valuable experience and improving in his mindset going into games, you know, being able to pick his moments more and pick his matchups more. There's less pressure on the team in this World Cup compared to the previous World Cup, you know, when the team was expected to win, you know, based on the amount of star players that were in the team, you know, Chris Gayle, Dwayne Bravo, Kieran Pollard, Andre Russell himself, Nicholas Pooran. There's a lot of pressure on that team. But in this World Cup, it won't be as much pressure, as much expectation. You know, I'm sure the team will expect themselves to win, but as far as from a fans perspective and media perspective, I'm not sensing that amount of pressure on the team, right? And again, Russell has his batting has improved. He's become a better batsman, you know, being a more well-rounded player, scoring all around the park, you know, all around. So there's nowhere that bowlers can place the ball now that will pose a challenge for Russell to score runs. So a combination of all these factors is why I think Andre Russell will have his best World Cup for the West Indies, especially with the bat. You know, I think he will score a lot of runs, right? So that's all I have for you in this video. Viewers and subscribers, you know, definitely, you know, let me know what you think. You know, if you think Andre Russell will perform well in this World Cup as well. And if not, you know, share your reasons why. And if you agree with anything I said, you know, definitely share in the comments as well. Sports Perspective TV, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.